Ma'am, I'm aware that they made a decision, but they made a decision without having the evidence, the proper evidence to make a claim. If they were to make a redecision on my claim now,
It
knowing what
doesn't
I
work
have,
that way.
knowing what
It
I
does
have,
not work that way. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It does not work that way.
so you're telling me that I will never, ever, ever receive any kind of benefit for my worksite injury because I was failed. It's ma'am. Look, I had. How do you prove bulge discs? You're sitting here reading something in front of me that literally said where I stated that I have an upper back injury, and my case was settled on a lower back injury. So how does that even make any sense? And I know you're saying, well, Cole, you had lawyers. What if that I just had bad legal representative and I didn't have the evidence that I needed at the time, but now I do? How
Like I
lawfully?
said, you were represented. You made the choice, and you could have got rid of them if you didn't agree with them and got yourself a different
No,
attorney. But
ma'am,
you
I've
didn't do
tried,
that.
ma'am, I tried to get another lawyer, and they sit there and they look at my case. I would give them the claim number. I never even made it past the receptionist, and the lady that I called that worked for the state. It was because I had called three or four other, attorneys on this case, and I never even made it past the receptionist. Like I'm I've lost, like, I've been turned down by so many people on this that it's freaking terrible that I feel like people don't even believe me. And it's like
When
I've
did you reach out to? When did you reach out to these other attorneys?
leading up to January 19th, but I never made it past any of the receptionists. And I can
January 19th of what year?
of this year, 2023. That's whenever I had to
Well,
file the thing, and I didn't have the money, and no,
well, they probably.
no
They
attorney.
probably looked online and saw you were completely denied and there was nothing further that could be done. That's probably, I don't know for a fact, but that would be my guess. They looked at it and saw, look, you had legal counsel, you've been denied all the way through, you're past the dates that are allowed to file any kind of appeals or anything. So that's probably a reason why they, said there's nothing they can do for you and didn't, offer to take your case or meet with you any further.
I just don't understand how lawfully, how I could sit here and say, you read to me word for word, Cole, you said on your initial claim that you have an upper back injury. It says that, okay? And then I now, a year after my claim, which I can prove that I've been going to medical for this entire time, okay? I have not ever stopped receiving treatment for the same issue, whether you see lower back, whatever, okay? Nothing was fixed on my lower back in those papers because it never was lower back, and I never had a lower back. And so
Well, then I don't know why why you and your doctors and your attorney filed paperwork saying they were treating you for your low back if that's not accurate.
what are they treating me for my lower back for? I haven't been to any lower back people, and that right there is
Well,
a false that's a falsified statement.
Well, then you need to deal with the VA. You need to deal with Dr. Black and this Dr. Stoller because that's what was turned in from all those parties. Is that this is all
Because
treating
that
you all for your low back.
because they, ma'am, I have a prior service, like I said from the beginning of this conversation. I have a prior lower back thoracic back service connected back injury, okay? And
Fine, that's fine. I get that.
that
However,
that
there is no medical that was turned in that supports any kind of upper back injury. I don't care if it was a sprain, a strain, a contusion, anything from 2021 or all of 2022.
yes,
until you
there
filed
is.
the new claim for
No,
the incorrect date of injury.
no, ma'am. My MRI, like I said, I got those results and I got that approved to go get my MRI October 2022. My date of loss is at the end of October 2021. And that's what I'm saying is that by the time, if you see the date lines, look at my documents. Look at my.
I did.
Then you'll see that I got those results 1 year almost to the date of my date of loss. And if you follow that and look at the timeline of my court dates, I had already been denied twice at that point and was waiting on a letter to see if they would approve a third one. By the time I got that denial, okay, Hawkman and Pluckett then informed me that they weren't going to represent me, which only left me about a month and some change, maybe 6 weeks to find another legal counsel and pay all those fees. I didn't have the money. It's sitting there in the middle of December, and I had just gotten into this shelter. It's like that's exactly the date line. What do you want me to do?
Who gave you the approval for the MRIs?
Doctor, one of the VA doctors there at in Angie Stotler's office. One of the, I think.
Well, there wasn't even a request through the BWC and the MCO to get anything done.
What do you mean?
The doctor did not submit any kind of request through the claim, that your 22 claim that was at that time, to get any kind of medical, MRI.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Black did. That's what I'd said earlier. I can prove that. Dr. Black ordered.
Well, then you need.
Dr. Black ordered my MRI, and in between getting my MRI and going to it, y'all denied my claim in court. You denied it for the first time, and then, well, I'm just saying.
The Industrial Commission denied it.
Yes, they denied it, and then from that appointment to where he requested it, and my MRI date in between then, they denied it. And what that did subsequently is I then was not able to make that appointment because of that. I can prove that.
Like I said, you're past the statute of limitation.
Ma'am, I mean, come on. Is the law just or not? It's like, what? Why do I have to sit here and fight for what's right and wrong? I can literally
work within the law.
Everything that I've just told you is the truth and makes sense. You're sitting here telling me that I have a claim that I said I've got an upper back injury on the initial claim, okay? And then it ended up being settled that my lower back is where my injury was, and basically I was lying and that there's no proof. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna agree with that. There's no proof because there's no injury there. Like I said, since day one, I've said that my injury is where it is. And Dr. Black did order me an MRI, which I never did make until it wasn't even Dr. Black, because I quit seeing him after that. I never had any more appointments with him. And then after that, and then I got my case dismissed again, and then I finally ended up going back to the VA in St. Rita's, Angie Stotler, and told him, said, look, I'm in so much fucking pain that, I'm homeless, and I can't sleep well. Got nerve damage, and my feet are killing me. And then they agreed to give me an MRI. And then it showed right then, boom, I've got 2 bulged discs in between my shoulder blades. Right then.
Well, my suggestion to you is either go try to retain new counsel or treat through the VA, because you have not met the burden of the law. Your prior claim was denied. Your date of injury, from what you're telling me now, you were not employed by this employer on January 4th of 23. So there is no claim for, for a new
You're
claim.
sitting here
There's
saying that
nothing
there's
to
no
work with.
claim. I'm sitting here saying that I have all the proof that I need now to prove my claim. You
But
know,
that
it's
claim
like,
is done and over. It's closed because your attorney did not keep going, through the court of common pleas and that kind of thing. And like I said, you had them, so I can't do anything about what they would or wouldn't do for you because that's between you and them.
can you help me get in front of a judge, please, ma'am?
No, I can't. The only thing I can do is deny your new claim, and then you can file an appeal to the Industrial Commission and represent yourself. That's the only thing you can do.
Or I can file an appeal and have maybe somebody else will take on my case, huh?
It would be if I issue a denial order on your new claim, your 2023 claim. Okay.
Well, I
And
mean,
I'm gonna tell
hey,
you right now, there's
if you're sitting here saying that I have a data loss of 2023, then that needs to be changed to January 4th of 2022.
okay. Then two things. One, you send that to me in writing. I don't care if it's email, whatever. But then you tell me what was your injury on January 4th of 2022.
Ma'am, I don't have an injury then. This whole
Then you
point
don't
of this,
have a claim.
ma'am, this whole point of this, you're sitting here saying to me over and over again that I don't have a claim. I'm sitting here saying, yeah, I didn't have a claim because y'all denied me from having an acceptable claim. And that is a fact.
That's because your medical proof did not.
No,
support
ma'am. No,
what you were
ma'am.
requesting.
I was not able to finish or get the needed MRI to prove my upper back injury. That can be proven. There has to be something that enables me to go back and prove that my claim was not represented well.
If you didn't turn in any medical that dealt with, and like I said before, I don't care if the doctor said you had a contusion, if they said you had a sprain, if they said you had a strain, dealing with your upper back, there was no supporting medical. The only thing on file had to do with your low back, and if you're saying your injury was not to your low back, then, there's nothing we can do because the medical wasn't there to support what was typed on the first report of injury form.
Ma'am, my first report of injury, you said yourself, states that I said upper back.
But you didn't give us any medical, like I said, a sprain, a strain, a contusion, anything to show you were treating for your upper back.
What are you talking about? Okay, then I can prove that what you just stated doesn't hold warrant. And what if that I can prove that what you just said right there is not true? What if that I could get more than 3 people that I've seen, professionally doctors, okay? I'm talking chiropractors, physical therapists, and massage therapists. Since I reported this injury at the beginning of 2022, okay, since then, that they will validate that I stated every single appointment that my injury in my area of hurt was in between my shoulder blades, upper back.
Fine, turn it in, and I will staff your claim, and they're going to tell me the same thing I'm telling you now. You're past the statute of limitations, your claim was determined, but I will staff it just because of your situation, but they're going to give me the same answer that I already know.
Well, I'm just praying
if you want that date of injury changed, I need that in writing from you and list the appropriate claim number.
I don't have your email, ma'am. Will you please shoot me an email, something that I can reply back to? And please, ma'am, go back and look at my previous medical statements that you just got.
It doesn't matter if you don't have the medical approve it, and it was already decided. But like I said, give me your email address.
It's Cole, Cole, last name Bearden, Bearden, the number 4, the number 5, colebearden45 @gmail.com.
Okay, BEARDEN45 @gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. And then Cole, my first name, Cole.
Okay, so colebearden45 @gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am. Look, I've seen online where, they said that just because it's over a year and stuff, I can't be the first person to go through something like this where it takes, longer than normal to diagnose a injury.
Like I said, I don't know what you're looking at online, but the statute of limitations was changed in 2017, so that's well before 2022. You have a 1-year statute of limitations, so unless you can tell me what exactly you're looking at, I have no idea what you're talking about, if it's old information or what. I have no idea.
Ma'am, look, you're sitting here telling me then every single person that's injured in the state of Ohio has to be diagnosed within a certain time to get medical benefits. What I'm telling you is that by the time that y'all had denied me twice, and then even in between then, though, what enabled me from getting my initial MRI is that after you denied me the first time, it stopped right then, cease and desist all benefits on my claim, which at that point I was not able to get an MRI, which was scheduled for me, okay, which would have shown what a year later to my date of loss in October of 2022, whenever I did finally get an MRI, okay, and by then y'all had denied me the second time, okay, and there wasn't a lawyer that would help me or take me seriously or touch it, and I'm sitting here hurt every single day, not able to work and living in a shelter, and you're sitting here telling me that there's nothing that I can do. That's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And from what I've seen online is that there are things that I can do. Somebody's going to have to stand up for me, ma'am. Please.
Like I said, I will staff your claim, but I'm sure I'm going to get the same answer back that I'm telling you now.
Well,
because you had legal counsel and a written decision was issued by the Industrial Commission, which is over us.
Ma'am, if you weren't able to work for an entire year and you were going through back injuries, like how I can now prove from my MRI, from my EMG, that I have a pinched nerve and 2 bulged discs, and if you look at the time, the timeline of events, everything that I'm saying to you holds warrant. Who is going to protect me? Who? When is somebody going to stand up and do something right by me? Because you're sitting here telling me, yeah, well, you've got a year, you've got a year, you've got a year. Well, you know what? What if it took longer to diagnose my case?
Even then, like I said, you didn't have any medical on file where the doctor said you had a contusion, you had a sprain, you had a strain, anything.
What if I can prove that wrong? I can prove that that's wrong.
It's after the statute of limitations, but again, I will staff your claim.
Ma'am, if you date back my results, I'm not past the, I still, if I would have had the money, then I would have had a good claim. And you, of all people, if you've actually gone through and really viewed what I sent over to you, then you would see with a little bit of investigating that I would have had I have a good case because my case does hold warrant. This entire time, I didn't have this entire time what I needed, but I've steadily been seeking medical treatment for this same issue, and lo and behold, guess who had a upper back injury? You know, after y'all had denied me twice, and you know what would I have done if I didn't have the VA? That, you know, I pray to God that I've got it. But I'm sitting here saying to you that if the state of Ohio cares that Cole Bearden was hurt out there and can prove it, then I just want to be taken seriously, because this is taking everything from me. And you're sitting here saying, oh, well, you don't got anything. Yeah, I don't got anything because of this, because of what you're telling me right now. I've got everything.
Like I said, at that time, you didn't have the information in hand, and you were represented by legal counsel. But again, I will staff your claim, and in the meantime,
Hey, look, Hawkman and Pluckett sent me a letter in I think early January, or late December, that they weren't representing me anymore, and like I said, these attorneys were just putting in my claim and seeing that y'all had denied me twice, and then my second one I should be able to go back and redo, because like I said, ma'am, I can prove that I had just started a brand new sleeping medication that the following month I was I didn't actually, but I started taking a half dose of it, and on top of that, I can also prove to you, ma'am, that whenever my first MRI was approved was with Dr. Black. And like I said, I never got to go to that appointment because y'all denied me that first time. If
you're treating with the VA, your treatment has nothing to do with your claim and whether we said your claim's allowed or denied. If you're treating with the VA.
I'm treating with the VA. I'm treating with the VA because it's all I have to get my upper back injury fixed. What do you want me to do? Sit here and fight a claim that you don't even want to help me with? The only reason why I can prove my worksite injury is because of the VA. And I feel like, honestly, going to a JAG officer or something and saying, look, it's like the VA is sitting here paying all this money, to get me fixed, whenever in all reality, it shouldn't be responsible for my medical bills right now. The state of Ohio should. And I'd rather see it like that, because at least then I can get the benefits that I'm due. And not have to worry all the time. And by God, if I'm not able to work due to this injury, which I haven't been able to, then I should be getting the compensation that I'm due, because by God, this is not a lower back injury, never has been. And I can prove that. And it's like, well yeah,
you didn't prove it during when the time frame was. You should have, and you had legal counsel.
Y'all did not allow me to take my MRI.
It doesn't have anything to do with an MRI.
How do I prove an injury? How do I prove that I have bulged discs? How do I do that medical wise?
Like I said, you didn't turn anything in. You were represented by counsel that even so much as said you had a contusion, a sprain, a strain, whatever, of your upper back. It could have started there, but nothing like that was turned in during the time frame that was allotted. A final decision was issued. And again,
well, there was actually a lot other.
You didn't work for an employer, and I told you I would staff your claim, and I will do that.
I just don't understand why you're not. Do you think I'm lying to you right now?
No, I don't.
Does it? Well then. Yeah, but does it bring you joy that you're sitting here denying somebody that was hurt on a job site in Ohio?
No, it does not.
Well then, what am I supposed to? If you were in my seat and if you were injured, what would you be doing?
I can't change the law.
It's not the law. Does the law care about a date, or does it care if I was hurt on site and it took longer than your allotted time to prove my work injury.
Look, I've told you repeatedly, and I'm going to staff your claim, and then I will get back with you.
What else do you need medical-wise from me? I can even look. I'll send you where on my initial claim. I'll debug my initial claim. That's really what I want to do, because I can show you where I contacted safety. I can show you where I filed my initial report whenever I was initially injured. Where I will get the reports from. The only thing that I don't have, the only thing that I don't have in writing right now is because I never have requested them yet, is to go back to the people and try to see if they have my fill out forms where I circled my upper back on every single one of these, and to get something to where they'll agree that I never went there for a lower back. My injury has always been between my shoulder blades. And you're sitting here telling me, yeah, well, you couldn't prove it. Well, you know what? In 2022, that wasn't the only kind of medical issues I was having, was back related as well. And that should be taken into account. Was that if you're sitting here looking at every single medical thing that I did in 2022, I had more, medical issues than just back. But whenever I filed my claim with the state, I filed it not as a lower back and never have. And so, yeah, if you want to sit here and say, well, you know what, Cole, you lost your injury because it's a lower back. Well, yeah, of course I lost it then, because I don't have a lower back injury. My injury now that I can...
You didn't turn anything in for your upper back either.
Ma'am.
So...
Because how do you sit here and tell me, well, you know, Cole, you should have just had MRI, whenever y'all are the ones that denied me? Go back.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. You said that. I said you did not turn anything in, and you were represented by counsel indicating that you had anything going on with your upper back.
How am I to prove my back injury then? Whenever all you look at my evidence, what imaging do you have that even proves a lower back injury? What do you have medical wise?
What's in the claim? Open up your claim online.
No, I know that. I know the answer to this. The answer to it is that I have a pre-existing lower back injury. Okay, that's what it says. All right, which is very.
It says that your medical to support your claim was for low back, and you got denied.
No, I don't know who wrote that.
It's your claim.
Who wrote that, ma'am? Who wrote that statement right there?
That is all the medical that was turned in.
Ma'am, okay.
Again, I will set up your claim, and then I will let you know. But in the meantime, I will send you an email asking you to send me documentation with the corrected date of injury and the mechanism of injury for January 4th, 2022.
The mechanism of injury? Well, ma'am, you do understand that my date of injury is never going to be in 2022. You do understand that, right? And that the whole point of me filing this claim is to try to get back in front of a judge so I can prove to him that a case that the state of Ohio denied, okay, was denied premature because I did not have the imaging needed to prove my injury. That is the whole point of this.
Like I said, you're not listening to what I'm trying to explain to you, and I can't keep rehashing this with you for the next 8 hours.
Well, you're going to sit here and tell me that, look, you're past the date, and I'm sitting here saying, yeah, because it took longer to prove my injury. This is the same injury. You couldn't even sit here and tell me that you could prove a lower back injury, because there's nothing saying that I hurt my lower back out there. And that's true. But by God, if you're going to sit here and you're going to deny me at that first appearance and then not allow me to get that MRI, which was scheduled, okay, this is a real thing that I've lived with. And it's taken everything. It's taken everything from me. It's taken every.
There was never for an MRI through your claim.
If it will you be an advocate for me until I win my case then, because I can prove that I was hurt now through the evidence of which I have now and allegations from my initial claim, not the one that I just filed, my initial one, okay? Will you please be an advocate if I can prove to you that Dr. Black did order me an MRI and that in between the time of him ordering it and me going underneath that machine, the state of Ohio denied my claim and I never made that initial appointment?
Look, I told you already, I will staff your claim. That's all I can do. In the meantime, I will send you this email, and then you can respond accordingly. Because as BWC, we're the insurance company. We are to remain neutral. I can't side with you. I can't side with the employer. All I can tell you is what I have, what I don't have, within the confines of the law. And it's up to you as the injured party to help get that information submitted or get your doctors to turn that information in. And if you had no injury on January 4th of 2022 or January 24th of 2023, then you have no new claim. But, you can appeal my decision when that gets issued. But in the meantime, like I said, I will staff your claim with, internally within BWC.
Ma'am, are you gonna continuously deny that or try to deny that I wasn't hurt out there?
I have told you the claim before me has to do with a January 4th injury.
Ma'am, I've already told you the situation.
I understand that.
Well, then you
like I said,
apparently don't.
Because I cannot staff your claim if we're on the phone and you keep rehashing. So we need to end the call, okay?
Ma'am,
I'm sending you the email now.
I'm fighting for my life right now, man, and it's like I just need some kind of sympathy from you, please, because I'm sitting here and I'm telling you something, trying to not end up homeless again, because I feel like there's a damn piece of metal going through my back on the daily basis, and it's been like that for over a year now. These are real things that I've had to live with.
The best thing I can tell you to do right now until all this is hashed out is to treat with the VA.
Of course. Ma'am, I've never stopped getting treated since day one. I've been the biggest advocate on getting healthy. There's nobody that cares more and that has gone to more. Look at the number of appointments that I've gone to. I never stopped going to back treatment. It's like, well, you didn't have. Yeah, okay, I didn't. But look at the new evidence. I don't care about your dates and stuff. I'm saying to you that ma'am, but your whole case is a lie, is what I'm telling you. Your whole case against me is not true, and I can prove that. And if I was given an MRI after you denied me, we would not be having this conversation, and it would have shown bulged discs in my upper back, 2 of them, which I now have clear imaging of, and I'm going to have to go get surgery now to relieve the pain and the pressure due to this pinched nerve, which is causing me nerve damage. And I am being every bit truthful with you, and I do not mind at all doing a one of those, lie detector tests or whatever. I don't care.
I'm not saying you're not being truthful. I'm just telling you what is on file, what decisions.
What if that the file is?
The time frame.
What if that the file isn't true?
Look, I can't staff your claim if you're going to sit and argue with me, and you're not my only injured worker. I have to get off the phone so I can staff your claim.
Please, man, please be an advocate of me. Please just give me a chance. Please just give me a chance to re-look at my stuff and just understand that this my claim holds warrant and I should be getting these benefits. Please, God, be an advocate. I need one person to do right. I've been failed by many people so far since I've been going through this back injury. Now I see light at the end of my injury only because I've never stopped fighting for recovery. And that has to do, with me. A lot of people would have probably given up. Okay.
I sent you the email, so we'll end this call so I can staff your claim.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna send you over everything. Do you have all the files medical wise that I sent before? Because there's a file of like 105 pages that are from the St. Rita's. Do you have that?
In this claim, there are a little over 100 pages. Some of it is illegible because it's so blurry you can't even read it. But
ma'am, you do know that we're gonna have to stop sitting here saying like, this last claim was anything other than to just get us back on the conversation, because I didn't even know your name or your contact until I filed this last claim.
I didn't deal with the other claim. That's why you didn't have me.
Well, I'm just saying, I didn't have your information. I didn't know how to get a hold of you. I didn't know anything like that, even whenever my claim was going on. And nobody reached out to me.
Like I said, I didn't deal with that claim. Therefore, you would not have had me. I would have had absolutely nothing to do with it. And the only reason I went and looked at it is because your voicemail, you provided me with the claim number. So I was looking to see if it was still within statute. And I already explained, it's not. But again, I can't sit here on one claim for 8 hours and argue with somebody who is not listening to what I'm saying and doesn't allow me to get off the phone so I can staff your claim.
I'm just trying not. I just don't want to be.
You're frustrated. I get it. But I can't staff your claim or do anything about it if we're going to rehash the same issue over and over and over, because we've already been on the phone for 2 hours.
I got a bad feeling about this because it's like I feel like you hate me, and it's like, good God.
I don't hate you.
Well,
I'm just trying to explain to you, and you're not listening.
I'm not getting. I know, I understand, but
get off the phone
I've got
staff your claim.
just no kind of positive, vibes about this. It's like you're not you don't understand what I've been through. You have no clue. You have no idea what I've been through. And that's unfair to say that. So please help me. Mm-hmm.